Okay guys, so welcome to another video. I actually uploaded a shorts last week of my C63 going through a tunnel and it just made amazing noises, and someone actually wrote on that, waiting for the MX-5 content to return. And I thought about that for a bit, and I thought it's actually been 9 months since I sold the MX-5 and I've made 17 C63 related and golf related videos since then. And also last week was actually the first week where the C63 content on my channel was as searched for as the MX-5 content. So I thought it'd be a really nice time to sort of reflect 9 months later on the sale of the MX-5 and buying the C63.
Ooh, let's have a cup of tea.
What a lot of people forget is that YouTube is a business, and I owned the MX-5 for a little over 2 years in total. And I think in that time I made something like 50 videos or just under 50 videos with that car. And there is a reason why YouTubers who film automotive content change cars all the time. That car, I pretty much exhausted the content on it, and I built it to be a track specific car, and it pretty much I finished the build, or finished all the bits that I wanted to do to it to make it a track specific car right before we went into lockdown. And that timing was really bad, because I just installed the coilovers, just got the sway bars on it, and then boom, into lockdown, and every racetrack across the country closed for quite a long period of time. So I'd built a car that I couldn't use for the purpose that I built it for. Now on top of that, throughout lockdown I still had to make content on it. So there's only so much content you can make on one car. So if I give you an example, if I, put yourself in my shoes, you're a 6'1" strapping young man, you've got a camera, a computer and an MX-5 parked on your driveway. I'm gonna have to swap arms because this is quite painful. and I say, right Dom, go and film a video about that MX-5 sat there. And you go and film it. It's Friday, you have to get it up by the following Sunday. And you do a really good job. You edit the video in the week, you post it, it gets some good comments, you get a couple of subscribers from it, and I say, that's great, do it again. And you do it again the following week, and the weekend after that, and the weekend after that, and the weekend after that. So now you've got 4 really good videos, your subscribers are growing, and you're quite enjoying it. You've got the MX-5 sat there. Each week you do a different topic on that car. And now if I said do that for another month, that's another 4 videos, and then another 4 videos, and another 4 videos. That would be about 4 months worth of content. Now imagine doing that for 2 years, and you can see why YouTubers start to change cars so much. I think the highest turnover for a YouTuber on cars, I think, is Archie Hamilton. He doesn't keep a car more than 3 months before he sells it and gets rid of it, buys something new. I think that is also down to the depreciation of the new cars that he buys. If you sell them within that 3-month window, they don't depreciate, etc, etc. So that is one problem with just filming content all about one car and keeping that car for a long period of time. Okay, so another thing that I wanted to point out is I really like all different kinds of cars, and having a car for 2 years, like I said, isn't that long for a car, but for someone who enjoys cars, it is actually quite a long period of time. So when a Land Rover drives past me down the street, or when a Tesla drives past me down the street, I'm like, oh, look at that, oh, look at that. I don't just like one specific kind of car. And there is a very small select group of MX-5 owners that only like MX-5s. It's kind of like a little cult. Not everyone's like that, most of them are great. But I found that when I was posting on Facebook and different areas of promotion to promote my content to people, a lot of people, if I filmed anything other than an MX-5, they kind of not slated me for it, but didn't pay as much interest, or kind of made jokes about that I wasn't making content about one car, which is crazy, because I was filming videos about drifted Subarus and Porsche Caymans and stuff, and people were actually like not watching it, and I thought, that's crazy. I'd successfully made a group of people that only wanted to watch one thing, which is never a good idea when you're trying to run a business that appeals to lots of different people. So after all these points, why would I change a car that's getting loads of views? My channel was actually getting a lot more views than I had subscribers. I was getting so many views that there was some much bigger channels than mine weren't getting as many views as me. So, you know, why would you sell a car that's getting you content, views, money, and is growing your business? Well, it's kind of simple, really, because I was making the content on the car, but I didn't kind of want to make the content anymore. So I was making the same videos over and over again, and with the example that I said earlier, you're going to run out of parts of a car to point your camera at because you filmed all of it. So although I enjoyed the car, it was kind of holding me back in a lot of ways. And one way to show that is I went on a holiday spa weekend, and that was in the Lake District. It was like a 4-hour, 5-hour drive, whatever. And I couldn't take my kind of fun weekend car, which is crazy when you think about it. And I ended up taking the Golf, and that's because the car wasn't fit for that purpose. The MX-5 is a great two-seater sports car. It's got its place in life, but at the time there was a lot of things that I couldn't do with it, such as going away on holiday for the Lake District, or visiting family, or driving anywhere more than an hour. I wasn't enjoying the car as much as when I first bought it. So when I first bought it, I wanted a fun, small two-seater sports car. And over the 2 years that I had it, I kind of wanted something that would allow me to travel more and go different places. As much as people say it is, the MX-5 isn't a GT car. If you can sit in it for 3 hours, that's because you're A, probably smaller than me, and B, can tolerate the noise and the vibrations from it. And I basically wanted something new, something exciting, a GT car. Like I said earlier, always wanted a V8, and the car wasn't fit for purpose anymore. And although I did enjoy it, I wanted something new. I wanted to try something else. You know, we're only on this planet for a certain amount of time. Why stick to one thing when you enjoy so many different things? And that was a really, really big reason as to why I did sell it in the end, because I just wanted to try something new. I wanted to see if, you know, the C63 and the V8s, the V8 is something that I've admired since I was a small child, and they are gradually phasing them out. You know, as everyone knows, all the petrol particulate filters are coming in, and then all the regulations are coming in, and all cars are basically getting smaller engines, which is a real shame. And at some point, you won't be able to buy a 6.2 litre V8 anymore. Okay, so my favourite thing to do with the MX-5 was to actually work on it and modify it. And I think that came across in videos, because the videos where I was working on the car seemed to do the best. So if I was enjoying the content, you guys were enjoying the content. And I could have had the best of both worlds by putting a big V8 in the MX-5. The truth is, I actually looked into doing it quite a lot, and it is what I wanted to do with the car. I actually got into talks with a big UK MX-5 modification company, probably the biggest. Everyone will know the 3 letters if you can think of you know, 3 letters that are associated with an MX-5 modification company. And they actually gave me a price for it in the end. So the bad thing is that price was £50,000, which is crazy. And the guy on the phone said, we get inquiries about putting big V8s, LSs into MX-5s all the time. However, no one really does it, because you don't want to get a receipt for £50,000 and keys back to your Mazda. He says most people will just go and buy an Aston Martin for that price, or an Audi R8 or a Porsche or something. And that is so true. When you're about to spend a lot of money on a car, a bit of badge snobbery comes into it, and you don't really want to have a car that's cost you, you know, I'd be getting close for £60,000, and it's probably worth, if you found the right person, maybe 30, which is not a great business decision. I think one point that I might not have stressed enough yet is I really wanted a C63. Now, I've admired that car since I was 12 years old. I remember watching Jeremy Clarkson review it on Top Gear, and Chris Harris did some drifting videos and stuff with it, and it is an absolutely incredible car. And I think if you picture yourself in a career or a job, if you don't like that job, you tend to change, right? Now, a lot of people don't, because they're comfortable and they don't want to go through the hassle. But me personally, if I'm not enjoying something as much as I was, I'm just going to change it. I'm not going to sit there and, you know, be okay with it. I really wanted a C63. I had the opportunity to buy one. I'd finished renovating the house, so I thought, well, you know, if I've got the opportunity to buy one, I might as well do it, because I've really wanted one. And I can't stress enough that although I make content to make good videos, I also make content because I enjoy making the content. Now, to someone who doesn't do YouTube, that might sound crazy, but if you don't enjoy the content that you're making, you're not going to want to do it. It's the same way as if you're not enjoying the work, the job you're doing, you're not going to do very well at it, right? So I think that's a really key point. I wanted to change the car. I had the opportunity to change it, so I changed it. And I absolutely love the C63. I can't stress that enough. It is an incredible car, and that is reflected in how much other people like it. Now, the Mazda, I tended to find when I drove it that people would kind of not let you out of junctions, especially when you had the roof down on a hot day. They kind of got really close to you, and people were just a bit weird driving around that car. And you know, when you went on a track day, people were all right about it, but no one really, I know it's weird, I guess no one really like respected the car in a way. It sounds really stupid, but when you drive a C63, everyone loves it. I get thumbs up from van drivers, I get thumbs up from motorcyclists, people in like performance cars, Golf Rs and BMW M3s and stuff. They tend to look at you or give you a nod or give you a thumbs up. When I park it outside my house, all the neighbours are like, oh yeah, give it a rev, or you know, it starts so many conversations which you just didn't get in the MX-5, and I feel like that shows how much people enjoy the M156 platform and the car and everything, which I just didn't get in the MX-5. So although I had a strong following of MX-5 lovers, there is an even stronger following, I believe, of performance car lovers, C63 lovers, big fast German saloon lovers. So I guess the conclusion to this is there's so many reasons why I changed the car, and hopefully in this crazy walk where my shoulder is actually starting to fall off because it hurts so much, I've tried to explain some of those. If I haven't covered something, I might do a voiceover. If there's no voiceovers in this video, then I covered everything. But if there's any questions that you want to ask me about the MX-5 or, you know, the MX-5 related content, leave them down below. And I think the title of this video is going to be, do I regret selling the MX-5? And ultimately, absolutely not. I think it was the right thing to do. I still believe it was the right thing to do. The C63 content is actually gaining quite a lot of traction now. I absolutely love the car. I love making the content, and I love it as a car. It allows me to do a lot more than the MX-5 did. I can take it on a 4-hour blast to Scotland. I can go to the Lake District, and there's so much more that I can do with it that I couldn't do with the MX-5. Now, that is a bit of a shame, but the MX-5 had its place, the C63 has its place, and I absolutely don't regret selling it. I love the car, and there's so much more content to come on it. So thank you very much for watching this video, and yeah, if I've missed anything, drop me a comment down below, and I hope to see you soon. Cheers.